Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. Today's naval battle is going to be something different and hopefully very interesting. The story starts about 6 months ago. Our good friend Vorad made an extension to DCS for us to allow anti-submarine warfare. I'm aware that other guys have also made add-ons, but this one was specifically for us for multiplayer use. As human players, we flew in Seahawks. We used sonar dipping and torpedoes to hunt, locate, and destroy AI-controlled submarines. I'll link the video in the video description if you want to go and watch that. I suggest you do because it's really good. I know it's a long video, but it's really interesting learning about anti-submarine warfare. And I'm obviously no expert, but I still enjoy learning about it. We always listen to our viewer feedback / complaints, and your main complaints were that although this is fun, it's small in scope because we can only fly the helicopters, where in reality, anti-submarine warfare is also just as importantly done by ships, surface vessels, and obviously the submarines themselves. So you guys wanted a better add-on that added the ability for humans to control ships and to control submarines. Which leads us on to what we're doing today. Vorad has gone back to the drawing board and started again with a new add-on. It's called NWX, Naval Warfare Extension. Eventually, I imagine it'll be a big public thing, but for the time being, it's nowhere near ready for release, and so we've got a very early access version of it. This is going to be the first time it's been tested in multiplayer, so we'll just see how it goes. The scope of this add-on at the moment is it's human versus human, or human versus AI. It cannot be AI versus AI. The humans can either be submarines fighting surface vessels, or submarines fighting other submarines. And I suppose surface vessels versus surface vessels, but you could already do that anyway, so that's a bit pointless. As the previous version of the extension, it's all about hunting, locating, and tactically attacking the hostiles. So what we're going to do today is have a PvP session. We're going to have 3 American Virginia Class Submarines, which are the blue guys here, against a small Russian carrier group of 3 anti-submarine frigates and 1 aircraft carrier. All 7 vessels will be sailed or controlled by different humans. So all 7 humans are assigned a ship, and that's the ship they are sailing. Now, before we actually start the battle, I need to teach my guys who've just turned up how to control these vessels. You will need to have combined arms extension in DCS, which is something you buy. Let's start with a submarine, which are on blue. So blue coalition. I'm going to be a tactical commander. Go. I now have 3 subs that I can control. To control them, and this is all core DCS stuff, I click on it there. Each has a name. That is North Dakota. Don't worry about the text at the top right. We'll come back to that. If I want to set path, I go set path, left click, and I can do a chain, left click, right click to confirm. He's now set on that course. I changed my speed there, and you can change my depth there. First thing to say is obviously the vessels are limited to the speeds of the real vessels, and I should note that I know they say Chinese type 093, but they are actually modelled as Virginia class. You'll just have to take my word for that. Depth, be careful. The sea floor is modelled. If you beach yourself, then that's that vessel out of the game. You can't unbeach yourself, so be really careful. I don't know how to avoid the floor. In fact, I do. If you follow my mouse cursor and look at the top left, it tells you the depth. The next is learning the NWX controls. There are 2 types of sonar scan we can do in a submarine, passive and active. Passive always happens automatically in the background. All 3 vessels are going to be passively scanning every 30 seconds, and the reports will be shown at the top right here. It tells you that the West Virginia has found surface ship ID 4, ID 3, and carrier ID 1 at that true heading, and distances between that, and that's because passive scanning is very accurate in azimuth, but not very accurate in range or distance. So that's just how it is. At this point, my credentials. I have none. I know very little about naval warfare, as you all know. And it will be great if we could have a subject matter expert, and we know loads, but it's just not that easy. Grim Reapers are committed because of our weirdness of putting 1 video out every day, and that makes it almost impossible to arrange SMEs to come in and help us. Maybe one day we will, but for the time being, we'll just have to learn on the fly. You'll note that that can get a bit annoying. with all this scanning going on. So if I want to refine that, then I go to my comms menu. We all know how to press that. Other. Everything's done through the other. I need to choose which ship I'm controlling. So click on North Dakota. All this cool stuff I can do. First, I want to talk about the passive logs. I can hide the log there. I can display the log there, and I can change the way that I'm reporting there. I've seen actually no need to change any of that yet, so we'll only go through that if we need to, but it's about filters. What do I want it to show? Urgent stuff? Everything? Somewhere in between? So we'll see if we need that. Next, if I want to do an active sonar ping, I click there, active sonar. It's now preparing the ping, it'll send the ping out. There are advantages and disadvantages of active sonar. Passive is great because it's passive, it can't be detected, it's listening. Active is sending an acoustic ping out. That's good because you can see it's found nothing in its results. The active ping, its disadvantage is it can only detect ships very close. There's no such thing as a certain distance because it's based on many factors, and it's important to say that this extension is very well modeled, and there are a huge number of factors modeled. If you've read through the manual, then you'll understand there's a lot of stuff modeled, and to be honest, a lot I just don't understand. But generally speaking, it's just a few miles, your active ping. If it does detect a vessel, the great thing is it detects it with very high accuracy as compared with passive, so that's important. Another negative is that it's detectable. If I send an active ping out, the guys I'm hiding from, and I'm hiding from Russian anti-submarine frigates, can detect that ping at a very high range, and they could use it to come and find me. So active pings must be used sparingly, and this is all about the dance of submarine and anti-submarine warfare, as I'm sure you all know much better than me. Next, we have set sensor depth. My understanding is that the actual sensing of these vessels is done not from the vessel itself, but from a towed array. It's like a kind of big metal fish that you dangle behind the vessel. You can see here that I've got -10, -5, 0, 5, and 10. Minus means we're going to have it above us by that many meters. Plus means we're going to have it below us by that many meters. A standard, it is at the same depth, altitude, whatever, as us. Why might you want to do that? Well, because, like I said, it's highly modeled. What if you wanted to avoid certain layers of the ocean? The ocean is all about layers and thermal layers. Again, I don't really understand it. What if I want to punch through those layers? Well, I would do -10. That's 30 feet higher than myself. That will make it easier to detect surface vessels, and vice versa for detecting other submarines, okay? So we've got to think about our towed array depths. Next, we'll do display torpedo settings. So I'm going to click on that there, and I'm going to pause it. It's this report down here. We can see it's my submarine here. They're Mark 48 torpedoes, and they're 4 rounds. Like I said, this is an early version. Currently, you just have the amount of tubes that your vessel has, and you cannot reload. In real life, you can reload a tube, obviously. We can't reload at the moment, so it's very finite, and that's probably for the best because we want to keep these moderately short anyway. Next, nominal range. How far will your torpedo go on its current settings? 11.2 nautical miles. Target type. We have to tell the torpedoes what to look for. At the moment, it's surface vessels. Seeker mode, we'll come back to that. Search depth, come back to that. Speed. Each torpedo has 3 stages. Stage 1, Stage 2, and Stage 3, and each can have a speed, and we'll come back to that. And finally, engage targets between. That's kill box, and we'll come back to that. Unpause. Next, I'm going to go to my boat, as they're called. I'm going to do torpedo setup. We can control target type, seeker mode, search depth, kill box start, kill box length, cruise speed, search speed, and terminal speed. Speeds. Cruise is what your torpedo does to begin with. Think of it a bit like an active radar homing air-to-air missile. And you can obviously set it in knots. Search speed is the next stage, and terminal is once it's gone terminal and is chasing down the hostile. Why might you want to change the speeds? 1. If you want to give your torpedo more economy and more overall range, you want your speeds lower. Also, low speeds are less detectable, and as you're going to find out, the torpedoes are all modelled here, which means if you've got a torpedo in the water, your hostiles will actually detect those torpedoes and take evasive action. A submarine can avoid a torpedo by physically avoiding it and or try and avoid the kill box. A surface vessel cannot hide from a torpedo. It's always going to be findable, so it can avoid the kill box or it can run away, as in physically turn away and try and outrun it, because torpedoes aren't that fast and they do run out of oomph. So you need to balance the range of the torpedo, the killability of the torpedo. Obviously, if the torpedo is faster, it's going to be more effective at killing a thing. And also the detectability of the torpedo. And this is all modelled. It's something your captain has to plan when firing a torpedo. Next, killbox start and killbox length. My understanding is, again, like when a missile goes active, you can choose how many miles before your missile enters this theoretical killbox and at what length that theoretical killbox is. If you think a ship is on the nose by 20 miles, then set the killbox from 15 miles and make it 10 miles long, and that encompasses the vessel. I'm going to unpause and look at search depth. Search depth, 1 meter, 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, and 50 meters, and that kind of self-explanatory. If we're looking for a low sub, then we're going to put 50 meters. If we're looking at a surface vessel, it's going to be 1 meters. Next is seeker mode, and we have 4 modes: alternate, prefer passive, force active, and force passive. Alternate is your default, and unless you really know what you're doing, I suggest just leaving it on alternate. Finally, target type is self-explanatory: surface ship, submarine, carrier, or special. And I'm not sure what special is, but we don't have any specials today. Once your torpedoes are set up, needless to say, you just go back and you go launch torpedo, and that's a torpedo launched. When a torpedo is launched, like I said, although you can't see it on the F10 map, it is modeled 3D and it will interact with everything around you. It can be detected and friendly fire as possible. So be careful with those torpedoes, guys. How you sail your vessel is very important as well. The slower you go, the harder you are to detect. The different angles you sail at, harder or easier to detect. Your depth will make you harder to detect or easier to detect, and so on. So everything you do is about avoiding detection. Obviously, submarines are much harder to detect, and we've got that modelled today. That's all I can think about with submarines at the moment. There is more, obviously, but let's move on to surface vessels for the time being. So I'm going to switch over to red, and I'm going to control res key right. Right, I control it obviously just the same. A really important point I forgot to say is that AI will not do this anti-submarine stuff. It's a human only, okay? The second thing I want to say is that a real torpedo doesn't have to be fired line of sight. You can program which angle it will go at. We can't do that, at least yet. So if we want to fire our torpedo at 050 true, we must point our ship at 050 true, okay? So just bear in mind that's a thing. Right, so you can see the reports coming in, the passive reports from the various ships, and amazingly, they've actually detected some subs. Right, control of a ship is obviously very similar. There are some extra options, so I'm sorry this takes so long for you, but if I don't explain it, then, you know, what's the point? The extra thing we get is sonar buoys, or buoys. I'm going to call them buoys today. We can drop a sonar buoy. It's like a sensing thing. In fact, I'll just drop one, shall I? No, set depth. What depth do I want it to be at? And that obviously makes a difference with the levels of the ocean of detection. I want it to be at 50 meters depth, okay? I've set the depth, and now I want to actually drop it. Risky right, sonar buoy, and drop sonar buoy. And you can see we've now got a sonar buoy. That adds an element, and that sonar buoy will sit and listen. I'm not sure if we've got a certain limited number of them. I haven't figured that out yet. Also, we can control the sonar buoys. So if I go to other and I go active, where is it? Sonar buoys active. That should give me, oh, there it is. That gives me a list of sonar buoys, sonar buoy 1, and I can do things with it. But I haven't even gotten to that yet. We'll figure that out as we go, guys. Next, active sonar, same as subs as far as I'm aware. Sonar depth, same as subs, but different options, obviously. That's my towed array. Torpedoes are the same as the submarines, but they're a different type of torpedo. They're modelled as different. They're modelled as Russian torpedoes, different ranges, different specifications. But otherwise, the way you control them, I'm pretty sure, is the same. Alright, in that case, that ends the tutorial, guys. Let's talk about a bit more what we're doing today. I asked Vorad to set a quick mission up. Well, I said I want 4 versus 3. The 4 are Russian and controlling surface vessels, 3 of which can do anti-submarine warfare, 1 of which is a carrier. I'll probably end up being a carrier. Starting out here, and you can see this at the beginning, the Virginia Class Submarines at distances that I'm not going to show you. The idea of the Reds is to get the carrier from here, 15 nautical miles out to that side of the box, and we can only go in the box. Why is that, viewers? It's because we want to make a video that's less than an hour long. I'm aware this has probably taken an hour so far, but we want to keep it relatively short and sweet. In terms of the Reds, There are no other rules. Go any speed we want. We can stick together. We can split up. Drop sonar buoys. Fire at anything you want. Reds just have to survive and get the carrier 15 nautical miles across in 60 minutes. So I've got to average 50 knots, 15 nautical miles per hour. The blues have more restrictions as per real life pretty much. Their objective is to sink the carrier. They only win by sinking the carrier. You may not attack the ASW frigates unless they attack you. You'll know if you've been attacked because you can detect torpedoes coming towards you. So just bear that in mind, guys. So don't go out hunting frigates. Once the carrier has been sunk, then you can free fire on the frigates. And I will link those rules of engagement so that you can see them, guys. All right, we're in and we're all in our correct vessels, guys. All we've got to do is go west 15 miles and we win. How hard can it be? Does anyone want to attempt a tactic, or should we just see what happens? Of course, none of us really know what we're doing. And I should say, FORAD has kindly provided this tool, the NWX calculation tool. The only problem is none of us are intelligent enough to use it. So we have no idea what to do with it. So we're just going to bear it in mind, and hopefully you, the viewers, can work out what the hell. Oh, sweet, it's got extra tabs. It's even more complex. So hopefully you, the viewers, can kind of figure out what the heck I'm meant to do with this. Something to do with predicting where baddies are, I suspect.
I think the guy, Cannonball, that's behind should get in front of you.
Right. I don't see any reason why anyone should be behind, because obviously we know where they are. Why don't we be aggressive, guys, thinking about it? Why don't push? Why don't you go north? We know roughly where they start. Why don't you go northwest and try and find the northern guy? Why don't Dark, you go west and try and find the western guy? Why don't you, Cannonball, go southwest and try and find the south guy? I'm aware they're going to do weird things and go at different angles and stuff. But we get to get a bit more of a feel for ASW, and I'll just kind of fend for myself and hide behind one of you. How about that?
Yeah, and the faster you can go, Cap, the harder their solution is, because they're slow. Right. They have to stay slow.
Because we'll detect them, right? So
we'll detect them, and their passive sonar range will drop.
I will probably just tuck up behind one of you guys. It's a faster, because Netsov's pretty fast. She's an oiler, but she's pretty fast. All right, guys, we're going to give it a go. I'm going to unpause. In terms of what's actually modelled here, viewers, well, it's all modelled in 3D here. The torpedoes, you can't see them, but they are there and three-dimensional and interactive. You just have to take my word for it. It's all modelled virtually, if that kind of makes sense. Damage models are modelled as well as DCS damage models are, which is not very well, but it's going to have to do. The submarines are fully modelled in 3D. They're actually modelled. We don't have the Virginia class models, so they're 3D modelled as Chinese subs, but they will move, fire, and sense as best we can to the Virginia class, so what we actually care about. We might as well go Buster, so we might as well go flank speed. There's no reason not to go flank speed, and fuel's not modelled today. So I'm going to Buster up behind Push.
Yeah, I'm heading for the northwest corner. If we go too fast, does that inhibit our sensing capability?
Yes, I remember reading the manual, and it says the detection is affected by how much noise you make. But what we can do, Poosh, is peg it, slow down, detect, peg it again. Because if we stay together in this little box and go slow, we're going to be easy to hunt, aren't we?
Maybe zigzag too.
Well, we know they're not going to be firing any torpedoes for a while. We know they're fairly far out. So let's do a few miles. We could do a good five miles at sprint just to separate ourselves. Do I have torpedoes? No, I don't have any torpedoes. I've deliberately been this because I want to kind of look at the overview and tell the boys what to do. I think I can sense. So I cannot launch any torpedoes, but I can sense. I can active and passive sense. Now, has anyone seen any passive reporting?
Negative.
So I'm assuming that means either it's not worked, which means this won't even be a video, or we just can't hear any of the subs because they're going too slow, or they're going in the wrong direction, or they're at the wrong depth, or whatever the hell else is modelled in this thing.
Okay.
West Virginia, Mark 48, terminal speed. No, they're setting.
It's setting.
They're changing their torpedoes, and for some reason it's coming out on our view. So that's just a bug. I guess we just carry on then, guys. Okay, I'm just speaking to the programmer at the moment. So hearing the submarines setting up their stuff is indeed a multiplayer bug, and we'll have to get that fixed. The reason we're not hearing each other is because we're automatically filtering it out, guys, because otherwise we'd be constantly detecting each other. And we should not be able to detect any submarines at the moment. All right, viewers, we're having a few teething issues, but we're getting there.
Still don't have any reports. You want me to stop for a second?
Yes, I do want you to stop, dead still, or at least slower, and then do some passive reporting. I don't think you're going to have the range for an active scan, even if you wanted to. You know what? Do an active scan. I might even do one myself, in fact. Okay, we're both, me and Poosh have done active scans. Yeah, nothing found.
I'm at 10 knots.
Roger. I think you found a submarine. You found a submarine. Right, so Poosh has slowed down to 10 knots and is passively found 312 true for an average of 10 miles. Let me get that plotted.
That's pretty close.
3112. There. Right, I'm plotting our first sighting, if I can work out how to do this thing in DCS. Right, so SSN was found at 8-10-10. Viewers, we're working out as we go. What happened is Poosh reduced speed to make his prop sound less. He then passively detected a sub there. We can... Oh, why don't we have some friggin' commanders in here who know what they're doing? I have no... What do we do? We're in range. He's in range of killing us.
Yes, he is. I would say turn.
Oh, they're coming in from 3 sides, so you
no, we can't turn.
The others.
Poosh, we need to set your torpedoes to long range, i.e. economy mode, so that you've got the range to bung a torpedo out at him.
It's up. I've got target type. I've got submarine. Seeker is the default. Search depth, I don't know.
Okay, I need you to set it up. What range does it say? What's its nominal range?
5 miles.
Okay, because it's a crap Russian torpedo, I suspect. Okay, set the depth for... I'm going to guess they're at high depth. Set the depth for 40 meters, I'm guessing here.
Okay.
We can just send... How many have you got? Does it say?
8. I have 8.
I don't see a way to change the speed on our torpedoes.
No, we can't. The Russian torpedoes can't. Their set speed. Only the American torpedoes can be changed. You've got kill box. We need to change the kill box. Can you change your kill box to go active at... Set it to go active at 3 miles and make the kill box length as long as you can. Report back when you've done that.
Is there any harm in going active just as soon as you launch?
They'll know where you're at, where it's at sooner.
So a kill box starts at 3 and it's 5 miles long.
Well done. Oh, I forgot all about sonar buoys. You know what? We're fine. We're fine. Right. Poosh, can you put your ship on heading of 312?
312.
Yeah.
And speed?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Don't care. There's a ship out there. I hope it doesn't go for the ship. Have you set the sensor up to look for submarines?
312, yes.
Right, fire at 1 torpedo. Right, so what I'm doing, viewers, obviously, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I want to keep that guy at bay. I want to keep him out the box. I'm getting pushed to set torpedo up, and I've told him to fire. Okay, 1, YU-11 launch. Now, I can't see them, but we wouldn't be able to see them anyway, so it's 7 left. So he's got a torpedo heading out at 55 knots in that direction. Whoever's that submarine will detect it and go run away. I'm heading backwards. Obviously, I've got too far ahead. Right, Poosh, I think you should push on.
Which direction?
I would love to know that. West. Go west. You two down the bottom, deconflict. You shouldn't be next to each other. 1 west, 1 south. Also, have you found the baddies yet? You should have found them by now. If not, go 10 knots and listen better. I kind of like it, viewers. It's weird, but I kind of like the tactics, right? Because we generally have no idea where they are. What speed's Poosh at? Okay, it's fast. Okay, so he's not getting any passive pings now because he's going fast, and that's fine. He's making a push.
I want to get it out in front of you a little bit.
Yeah, you do. And yes, yeah, that's exactly right. Anyone, is that sonar buoy heard anything?
Nope. Not that I've seen.
Right, viewers. Look, there's me. Oh, cool. And there's my boys. Right, I see. Dark has slowed down to 5 knots. Can you hear anything, Resky Dark?
Not yet. Nope.
Okay, well, it takes a while to cycle. It takes a while to cycle. Or... Yeah, so give it some time to cycle.
I'm going to slow down and listen.
Right. Poosh's going to slow down and listen. There.
How are we doing on time?
17 minutes in, and I'm halfway across the map pretty much, so we're good. Right, I'm going for another push. I'm going to try and do another 3 miles. Okay, Poosh is down to 12 knots. And he's listening. There's me. I'm making a big turn to port. And the boys, there are the boys. Hello, boys. You two are still very close to each other. If we can't hear anything, I suggest that the subs have gone dark, which means they're trying not to be detected. So they're going slow. We can make a push, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
All right, let's go hot and make a push, guys. Let's go flank speed and go. We'll stop in 2 minutes' time and take some more readings.
Yeah, if they're not moving, they'd be hard to hear.
If they're going 5 knots, we'll never hear them until they're on top of us. So We've got to just make a run for it. Viewers, you know that time when you have no idea what you're doing? Look at me, friggin' list. That's not called listing, viewers. That's called rolling. It's only listing when they're out of trim due to water ingress or just bad trim. All right, I'm heading west. I'm right behind you, Poosh. Got 2 sonar boobies out and they've not heard anything. Again, I think the subs have gone cold, viewers. Slow is what I'm trying to say, and low. Guys, start playing around with your sensing depth. Maybe they've gone very low to high depth. Maybe start putting your fishes down to 30 meters. I can do that. What am I even talking about? I can freaking do it. Right,
Poosh, did you have to do anything to get that submarine to show up, or it just pop up?
No, he just went slow and waited, and then the passive cycle every 30 seconds detected him. But since then, I imagine the subs have gone slower.
That's the only one I've gotten. I'm going to slow for a second here.
Poosh is only 5 miles away from the end, but obviously it's me that's important, not him. Oh, one really important thing I forgot to say, viewers. You're going to say, why don't you launch the helicopters? Helicopters aren't a part of this add-on at the moment. It's just ships and subs. Eventually, helicopters will be part of it as well, and that will obviously change the dynamics massively. But to be honest, just this bit's hard enough at the moment. Right, Poosh's speed is now 10 knots. So let's see if we can hear anything at 10 knots. Although we won't be able to see the torpedoes on TAC view, we will be able to see the ships and subs, so we can have an after-action report. Right, I'm halfway across the map now. It's now 20 minutes in. We have 40 minutes, which means I have to average 12 nautical miles per hour, 12 knots. The ships just start going nuts, and I don't know why, but it seems okay. Look at that, viewers. That is some serious rolling.
Okay, I'm dropped one. I'm going flank speed.
Roger. You may need to set it up, I don't know, so just have a look at options.
I put it down at 50 meters, so...
I'm in reporting options. Check on reporting options. See, that guy just turned all reporting off, so... Uh-oh, why is my carrier turning around? Please don't be bugged. I will give you gold if you don't be bugged.
Submarine ID 13 minutes ago. Rescue right.
30 minutes ago, rescue right. That was the original reporting. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Yeah, I just displayed my log.
I'm firing an anti-ship missile. I don't know why I'm doing it. And I didn't ask it to happen, but I'm firing an anti-ship missile.
Does that mean the submarine popped up on the surface?
Yes, he did! He surfaced! And I fired an anti-submarine missile at him! I have no idea what's happening, viewers. Literally no
Apparently
idea
we need to set our search depths higher.
I'm going to kill a sub. Zone fault surfacing. I don't know who it is and what he's done, but he's a dead man.
You fired another one, and it missed.
Right.
Dark, you have a course to set now. We
He's
see
on map.
where
He's on
the
map.
south one is. He's on the map.
Right. I'm going to put a point there. Charge it. Charge it, Dark.
Oh,
SSN detected. 8, 24, and 40 seconds. All right. Obviously, my anti-ship missiles aren't going to kill him. Right, Dark, you are 229 true for 8.5 nautical miles. Can you reach it with your torps? It's barely moving. Right, but that's why we can't detect them, because they're so slow. That guy's moving at about 3 knots. Jesus, that's annoying. I can't kill him. He's moving at walking speed. Right, we'll close in. Close in. Now he's on the surface. We can see him. Current range is exactly 8 nautical miles. What's the range of your nominal range of your torps?
8.
Fire one.
Don't these ships have guns?
Yeah, that's a fair point. They do, but they look pretty shit.
Looks like he's sunk, or he's
Don't need him too
submerged.
much. Don't need him too much, Doc. He's submerged. Fire the damn torp. You won't get another chance, probably.
back up. It looks like he's northbound.
I don't know what he's doing. I reckon he's being bait. Or he's hiding behind that tanker. I don't know. Oh, look, we can see each other.
Yeah, he's heading northwest at 13 knots.
Where am I? He's trying to cut me off. He can kiss my face is what he can friggin' do.
Is he on the surface? Why are we seeing him?
Yeah, he's on the surface. He's being bellowed. Have you fired that torpedo, Dark?
Yep.
Right. Well, I'm only...
He's off radar now.
Roger. I'm only 6 miles from my destination. Poosh, how are you getting on? You're at Buster again. You didn't detect anything on the passive, did you? You might want to send an active one out just to make sure no one snuck up on us.
Okay.
Nah.
I've got one.
What have you got?
338. They're off to our north. We can triangulate that. 328 from you and 338 from me.
3-2. Okay, there's 328 and 338. So all I've got to do is draw a line there, viewers. I can't. How do I draw a line? I can't. So I've got to plot that in my mind. 328. Right, now I've got to draw another one from you. 338. I've got him. I've got him. I'm going to put the mark in. Viewers, we found one with an active ping. There. Want
me to go after him?
Yes. I'm going to put it on.
I don't see the marker.
I'm doing it now. Stand by. SSN 82909. Right, I'll tell you where to go. I'll tell you where to go. It's basically towards him, right? So 338 for 6. And fire a torpedo once you're on 338 for 6. Which you're currently not on, so... Get the chuff out of there. Okay.
I'm turning.
Alright. Your torp should already be set up ready to go.
338 launching.
Alright, launch that torp. Alright. We've got torpedoes out from Push. That guy there, who we've triangulated, is about 5 miles from him, which is right in the kill box for that YU-11. Alright. Dark, you are 6 miles from your target, and he's just being a prat, trying to be a decoy, I guess. Is it silly that that missile's not hitting? Probably not, viewers. It's probably not designed to go for submarines with a low silhouette. It's probably designed to go for ships. So, I don't know. You tell me. Right, I've got 4 miles to go. And I'm punching it with all my might, viewers. Well, we've gone from being hunted to being the hunters. We're tracking... One of them's obviously had a major malfunction or whatever. The guy that's just going around on the surface. I haven't... one of them we've triangulated up there.
I just did an active ping, no results.
Roger, so he's outside of whatever.
Yeah, do you want me to come back west?
No, I kind of like you out there. I think you're scaring them. I think the aggression you've done has kept him out of that kill box. I think they may all be out the kill box, you know. Right, I've only got 4 miles to go and I win. So let's go. Okay, surface.
One's on the map.
Just surface in front of me. I've got to turn around. I don't know why they're surfacing like that, but they are. I've got to turn around and get the chuff out of here.
Let me go after him?
Yes. You cannonball, charge him as well. Flank speed. Cap. God, where's my buttons? Where do I go? I go here. Right.
He is 6 miles, 7 miles out from me, not quite within torpedo range.
I'm going to launch as soon as I'm on bearing.
Yep, just send that sucker out. Right, who launched? Was it?
Launched another one.
Was it you, Dark?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, the Western submarine is moving at 15 knots, heading 077.
Oh, one of the submarines just got blown up by a torpedo! Your original torpedo hit.
Who got him? Dark?
Dark's torpedo hit.
Awesome.
Oh, the damage model's broken. Only takes 1 pix of health off. Oh, come on, DCS.
Cap, that submarine is making a beeline for you.
Roger, I'm turning around. Okay, obviously the damage models aren't working. He would be dead if that was a real submarine, viewers.
I'm
getting the chuff out of here. Have you fired it at middle guy? Push.
I did. I would say I'm going to keep going this direction if you cut in behind me.
Roger.
Still got that guy to the north.
Sonar buoys reported submarine. Sonar buoys reported submarine.
That's Sonar 02. That's behind me.
It's just start detecting everyone. It's because they're all moving on the surface now. Oh god, it's getting confusing. I don't need it. We know where they are. I know one's there. I know one's there, and I know one's there. That's why I'm still getting hit by whatever. He's dead.
Yeah, I'm going to put a torpedo in the water.
I'm out of your way, so you're not going to kill me by accident.
One in the middle's heading east.
Yes, he's running for me, so I need you to come and take him down. I don't know why they're going on the surface like that, but... all the sonar buoys are reporting now. Alright, here comes Push. There's my Push.
I'm going to launch again.
Okay, I have torpedo in the water.
Well done. We'll get him, guys. We'll get him.
I've got another one in the water.
Active ping.
Should run right into him. You've got a submarine off to your northwest, 5 miles.
Right,
Second torpedo in the water.
Well done, boys. So, Cannibal's firing there. Push is firing there. We'll triangulate that sucker. Hopefully the torpedoes don't go for the torpedoes. Push. You are 3.4 miles, pretty much in gunnery range. I've still got 24 minutes left. I'm making a beeline to get behind Push now.
Active ping from 350. Is there another one up?
What was the...
That's the one in the middle of us, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one in the middle. You're detecting him. Yeah, the boys have already got fishers out for him. I can't believe. Guys, remember, you're Poosh, you're close in 3 miles, so you've got to set your pitbull range lowest less than 3 miles now.
I did. It's at half a mile now.
Roger. Oh, you're basically point blank. Oh,
Yeah.
viewers, we can see our first torpedo, look. Once the torpedoes are detectable, you can see them visually. Do you see it there? That's a detectable torpedo. Let's go and have a look at it.
That submarine is hot on you, Poosh, heading north,
Yeah.
which means he may be aiming a torpedo at you.
Better me than Cap.
He's about to die, guys. There's I'm watching a torpedo pitbulling its way into his face.
Yeah, the south one, his pixels are down to like 20%. It looks
Yeah,
like.
he's going to be toast. Guys, I'm making a friggin' run for it. Making a run for the border.
You may want to head slightly south, Cap. We never prosecuted that one to the north.
Yep. I'm doing that now. More fishes. You see, once they go active, viewers, they're visible like that, just to help us see.
Torpedo, Kunetsov, torpedo bearing 311
Oh my God!
true.
I'm being shot.
1.6 miles.
Oh, turn! Run it! Set. Okay, I'm turning. Man, this is getting exciting. I've got a torpedo. There it is! Oh no! Why did it take so long to see it? They must have said it's slow, but it's now fast because it's gone active. Help! I'm a big gal. I'll be fine. It'll barely touch me. Right, this guy's getting nailed. Boom! Smash! Yeah!
Is the western one dead?
It killed him in one go. The hitbox worked. Right, now it's all about me. Poosh, you should be here taking this torpedo hit for me.
Here's getting
Buster. Buster towards you. Turn south.
I'm turning. Oh, man.
Oh, you're dead.
Oh, no. Oh, come on. It's a massive ship. Ah, they sunk my battleship. Sons of bitches. Well, that turned out to be really, to what I thought was going to be really shit in the beginning, to be really exciting, guys. Isn't it funny how that happens?
Interesting strategy of theirs was to surface their submarines and draw us away from the one in the north.
No, in the north. Sons of bitches. I'm going to go on cheat mode and see where he was. Oh, he was right next to me and he launched everything. Isn't that funny, guys? Look, he launched every single torpedo at me. And
Why isn't that Resgy Right Sono 1 picking him up?
It's because of
another
speed.
torpedo
It's 'cause of
bearing.
speed, guys. I'll tell you why, guys. Listen, because it's important. It's because it's at 163 feet and 5 knots. That's why we couldn't see him. Well, you guys can fight it out still. There's only one sub left that's active, is in the north. So go north and try and find him. And I'll watch and not cheat. Well, like I said, viewers, I must admit, when it started, I thought, ooh, this just isn't working. And there are a few bugs and stuff, but all of a sudden, it's just got really exciting and good. I reckon that when that's got all the bugs ironed out, I reckon that's going to be friggin' sweet. Hours and hours of nothing, and then 2 seconds of major excitement. I'm following him, and I see what he's doing. Look, viewers, look at that naughty... Oh, look, my hull! My beautiful, beautiful hull! Or whatever it is. Oh, I'm on the bottom of the ocean, look. I've sat on the bottom of the ocean. Nah. Oh, another torp's coming towards me. Yeah, you were right. I was getting plastered by torps. No, I am sinking. Oh, I've been hit again. He just put torps into me like anything. Right, come on, boys.
I can't be that far from him. I'm dead in the water. I can't hear him.
Something's happened. Some of your ship's blowing up, Poosh. Why is your ship blowing up? Ah. Now that's interesting.
Mine's shooting at somebody.
It really is, isn't it? It really is shooting at somebody. Ah, viewers. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better.
And
It's shooting at... He's limping. Oh, he's still alive. You big twat. I'm just so excited, viewers. I can't help it. Getting smashed by friggin' naval guns. But now we've got to worry about that. Here's the fight now, viewers. Where's he going? So that's the guy that's getting blown up. That's Poosh. What's your status? Are you Buster or are you listening?
I'm listening right now.
Uh-oh. Fish. I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not. But look, viewers. You see? Look at those.
Yeah, I've got a torpedo.
It looks like you can see torpedoes as soon as they're fired. I'm learning this as I go, obviously, viewers. But look, their kill box was set badly. Or maybe they went for me. Maybe they went for me and I'm already sunk. I don't know. Oh, look at his speed. Viewers, can you see his speed down at the bottom there? Something's changing. It's got to be Grump, right? Being a sneaky SOP. Uh-oh.
Active scan picked up a submarine. Oh, shoot. 353.
Right, we'll get a friggin' Buster that way and chase him down. It's a nuclear-powered sub. He can do 30 knots, so he's faster than you, for God's sake.
Are you the middle one?
Yeah, I think he is.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got one at 281.
No, you haven't. Where's 281?
I got a ping
right
of
there.
306.
I wonder if you're getting deaf results, or I don't know what you're getting.
306 would be just to my west. And that's where mine says it is.
Weird results, guys. You're getting weird results.
Now it's hard to sort out these reports here.
I'm hearing a sound I've not heard before. Don't know what it is.
I've got 273.
Weird.
Not getting any depth reporting. That's a problem. Active scan found nothing.
You should find him, guys. That said, you are maybe out of active scan range. Push.
Active ping 343 just hit from me.
That's a real signal. That's an actual signal. Push is getting ghost signals. You're getting real signals. This is weird.
All kinds of torpedoes in the water.
I have no idea what any of it means.
South Dakota still alive?
Yep, that is the guy that's been doing all the... I know, South Dakota is the one that's all blown up.
North Dakota, I think, is the one I got you.
Yeah, and he's limping. He's finally learned how to dive, so at least he's got that on his side.
Got Torpedo 268 for me. Or no, boat 268 for me.
Yeah, I mean, they are not real signals. I don't know why you're getting them, but maybe it's to do with the effects of the ocean, or I don't know. Could it be a decoy? They don't have decoys, do they?
Ooh, I'm out of sonar buoys.
Huh.
That's a thing.
I'm pretty sure the one real remaining sub is making a run for the border, and once he gets to the border, I'll finish it there, because I'm pretty sure he hasn't got any missiles, because if he did have any torpedoes, I'm pretty sure he would have shot Boosh by now. What he needs is an old World War II deck gun, old 88mm gun to friggin' blast Boosh out of the water. That would be fun. Do one more active ping. If it's stuff, then I'll terminate.
I just picked up a I was about to say, I just picked up a torpedo in the south, and apparently it got dark.
Oh, dark.
Was it my own torpedo?
No, I saw those torpedoes coming. They were fired from miles away. Sons of bitches. It's this guy who came from the north, shot me, then shot... I saw them on the map. I saw them on visually. They came and hit dark. All right, he's at Winchester, and for some reason, Poosh's active pings aren't working. But I think we've got...
280, I got 280.
Nah, stuff. All right, I'll bring him in, guys, and we'll debrief that. Welcome back, viewers. That was fun. At the beginning, I must admit, I didn't think it was going to work. There were some little bugs and stuff with the comms, as you probably saw. We were trying to figure out what was what, but we slowly got our S together. I'll just do it from my red point of view first, and then we'll go back and do it from blue point of view. So, Poosh, dark, cannonball. We knew, obviously, roughly where you were starting from, so I figured instead of just standing back and getting shot, we'd hunt you down to make it more fun for the viewers. So I sent the boys out on each kind of cardinal, if you like. But then what we found is that we couldn't hear you unless we stopped. So we had to go, stop, listen, go, stop, listen. And then we found that as soon as we started using active pings, the subs started going really slow and low, and we couldn't detect you anymore. So it actually got really hard to the point where we didn't think it was working at that point, but it was obviously. You guys were just kind of... Then one of you surfaced, and I don't know why, and I started launching missiles at you. But my missiles are rated for ships, not subs, so they didn't actually kill you, which is interesting.
I can tell you exactly why that happened.
Punch it.
So if we ever change our course, if we change our speed, if we reach a waypoint, our subs automatically surface.
That is really bad programming, not from VORAD, but that's cool game programming, isn't it?
Yep.
Well,
so
that needs fixing.
So I recognized that because I saw that I had those weird torpedoes shooting out from me, and I was getting shipwrecks inbound. And I was like, well, I burned my location, and I warned the other guys, hey, check your depths whenever you make a change to your course.
That will probably never get changed, so have we got a method of getting around it?
So you just have to check your depth whenever you make a course correction. You'll start to see that your ship begins to surface. All you do is you change your slider on your depth, and it'll read the new depth and shouldn't deviate from that.
All right, fine. Now, Poosh, if you can see my screen, that's why you couldn't detect that guy anymore. Look, he's gone to whatever it is, 2 knots. 2 knots, and he was waiting for us because he knew we were coming. He was sitting there listening to us. He could plot us. He knew he was coming towards us, and not again until someone started moving. Okay, so I'm making a beeline for it. I don't want to sit around and get shot. I go for it. Oh, wow, naval gunnery start. Or whatever the hell's going on there.
That's what I was taking damage from.
Right, that's what those explosions were. We couldn't work it out. Right, naval gunnery.
But what's interesting is that he was under the water at that point.
I was about -90 to 100 under the water, so those guns can penetrate water apparently.
Apparently so.
You know, the funny thing is, while I was playing this and watching on F10, there was no indication that my ship was firing like that.
If you go to
No,
the
I was staying in F10
picture.
because I didn't want to bug anything by switching over to ship
Yeah,
view.
that's a fair comment. Yeah, no, so you'd only see it in a 3D view. I did see Push's firing later on, and you've run out of ammo, that's why they've stopped. Right. All right, it's all starting to make sense now, viewers. No,
Can
look
we
up-
see those torpedoes?
Yeah, the torpedoes we launched, I can't see.
The torpedoes you can see on F10 are core game torpedoes, which, surprise, surprise, don't work, which is why Vorrad's had to build this whole thing for us. So they are just, ignore them. They're just floating around the map, not tracking anything, not doing anything useful. They're fired automatically by the AI. Our torpedoes, which are the proper ones, which do work, cannot be seen on F10. They can only be seen in isometric, in 3D. You can actually see them because he's put a little effect to see them splashing along, just to help the camera see where things are. And now I get killed by this guy. I've wandered into this guy's trapler, whoever that is. That's Bird, yeah. So he's left a trap for me. He stayed silent, so I can't detect him. I ran into him. He fires a missile point blank. I'm dead.
Yeah,
Oh, and we killed this guy. We launched all the missiles on this guy and killed this guy.
So Firedad also did that surfacing bug, which is why I think he got shot at. And then when you turned around there, I was like, what's this carrier doing? And then I literally set all my torpedoes to 0 range and fired. It worked, and then I tried to trail push. And if you get to 50 feet below the surface in the submarine, you're at periscope depth, and when you're within this range, you can see them all on F10.
Yeah, you had it set to fog of war, so once he surfaced, we saw where all the ships were at.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I was west of Bird, and all my passive sonar was showing me that he was west of me.
So that was a problem. At the end, the reason we didn't hunt you down was because, for some reason, Push, who was right next to you, his active sonar broke. And he was getting ghost signals from actually the west, which is why he just runs away from you. Is that a bug? Is it a feature? That I don't know. What about Blues? Were there any tactics from you guys, or were you just trying to survive the hour?
At the beginning, we tried to all charge in to get into the kill box area. Once we were close enough, we began using the little marker points from each other to try and get a guesstimate on where the carrier was. So a lot of the beginning of the match was just trying to get in a position, trying to find the carrier, and then pinpoint like, okay, your marker's here, my marker's there, he's in this area somewhere. Then when all the active pings began coming out, we kind of went a bit like, oh my god, they're on top of us. So we began kind of like trying to evade, and then you guys just came on top of me, and so I was like, oh, he's right there, fire.
Yeah, I launched a torpedo at UCAP because the only thing we cared about was where you were at.
Yeah,
we just ignored the other ships for the most part. But I tried to send one out at you to drive you north because you were already on the north side.
Yeah.
I was trying to drive you more north into him.
The boys did actually warn me, but I didn't realize he was that close. We did triangulate your position, Bird, by the way. We knew where you were. But I triangulated you outside of the box. So I triangulated you about 3 miles north. It was just my bad. My math was, whatever, it was bad.
So sonar works on your speed also. If you're making a lot of noise, as you find out, you can't find us. As I found out, I was speeding in at 30 knots into the box. So I was like, I'm not getting any pings from, because Grump and Fire were giving me locations, and I wasn't giving anything. It wasn't until I slowed down that I was then getting more accurate data. So the slower you are, it does appear that the more accurate the data is on your active sonar.
That's important then.
So if you were a ship, your best bet is to, as you did, steam ahead, stop, listen, then slowly, turn and maybe steam ahead again, depending how far away he is. Stop, listen, and then go from your attacks there.
All the math and everything seemed to be working. The detection ranges roughly appeared to be working. And I actually found it really enjoyable, the not knowing and having to work things out. Did anyone else enjoy it, or was it just me?
Oh, I think from the Blues perspective, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great fun.
I thought I was getting torpedoes left and right, and I just wasn't getting any warnings for it. Funny enough, Firedad didn't get any active torpedo warnings until after he was already dead.
I got some active. I saw them pop up as I was turning to shoot, and I saw one, and then I was dead.
I wonder.
And then I got a whole bunch after.
I wonder if it's because he was surfaced. Remember, he was surfaced at that point. I don't know.
Yeah, I came up to the surface too, and then I dove back down. I was down at 150 feet when I got sunk. So.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, viewers. I mean, like I said, that was beta testing, and we have to do it live because it takes us a full day to do this and educate everyone and set everything up. But weirdly enough, we actually found it really exciting, and I think this thing has legs. I think there's bugs with it, but I think it has legs to some fun scenarios. Let me know your thoughts, viewers. Like I said, it's not public; it's just for us to play with at the moment. But it's a thing. I hope you enjoyed it otherwise, and bye-bye.